What is up, everybody? Shauna D Man here, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing great. I hope you guys had yourselves a great weekend. We are back because it's been about a little over a week since Auburn won the NIT, and about almost a full week since the transfer portal opened last Tuesday, with already movement going on. About I think roughly around 2,000 plus players are currently in the portal, including some Auburn guys as well. So this video is going to be relatively short, just to talk. I'm just going to talk about what Auburn needs and stuff like that, and just the portal in general. So, what throughout the season, one of the things I talked about on each episode was like, who I want to see come back. And obviously, because I thought, I guess we'll just jump right into it. Tahaad Pettifer announcing that he is returning was actually really surprising to me. I felt like there could have been a chance, but part of me felt like either he was going to go to the draft or he was going to transfer somewhere else. Instead, he commits to come back for Auburn. Obviously, I'm sure there's going to be like contract stipulations and stuff like that because, for off-season shenanigans that he did, or not that he did. Well, he did do it last season, but like, this upcoming season and stuff like that. Because down the stretch, he started to play really, really well. And obviously, this was the first full year of him in the point guard position, and you know, there's still some room to grow. But I like what he's going to have coming back, because we talked about. I think I talked about it. Maybe I did. I don't remember. But you got Overton coming back. He was kind of the first guy to announce that he was returning, which was massive. They got that done relatively quick. I thought that might like linger out a couple of days or something like that, but no, he definitely he announced that he was coming back. Auburn got that done. So having both Tahaad and Kevin Overton to back together, that is massive right there. Then you had the first Auburn Tiger player to enter the transfer portal, which was Philip Jovic, which I'm a little bit upset about, because I thought he was a guy that had a tremendous amount of upside, and you saw it throughout the NIT run what he was capable of doing. Now, obviously, he would need to make a jump from year one to year two, but but obviously, probably listened to the wrong people. Maybe I don't know, but um, Justin Hokuston was reporting that Jovic's group or agent was asking around 2 million, and obviously that's very much unacceptable from an Auburn standpoint, especially with Jovic coming off the bench, and mainly like he really, from an offensive standpoint, he didn't really provide you much throughout the season. In NIT, I think he showed what he was capable of, and that probably in that agent's eye saw enough to where, oh, he could probably like leverage this to get more money. And sadly, Jovic has committed to UCLA. They probably, I don't know if I would have viewed Jovic as a starter potentially. I like, obviously I will have to just wait and see how he looks from year one to year two. But it looks like UCLA probably views him as a day one starter. And listen, those California taxes are gonna take a big chunk out of that, whatever he was offered to come and play at UCLA. So I'm definitely gonna keep my eye on that, on those games that he plays in, is to see how things look. Um, and then you had Sebastian William Adams. He announced that he was coming back. Again, another guy who you would like to see make a jump from year one to year two. He did get a little bit better down the stretch. Again, a lot of this is like the NIT areas, when we saw like what these guys were capable of. Now he did get better with his free throws down the stretch of the regular season and going into the postseason of the NIT. But he just needs to grow um, and develop more offensively. I still don't know if I would it depends on what Steven wants to do. I don't know if I would pencil him in as a starter just yet. You probably could because he did start a lot of the games once Freeman made that switch from coming off the bench to from being a starter to going to the bench and allowing Sebastian William Adams to be a starter. I guess it just mainly depends on what other pieces you put around. Um, so Sebastian William Adams, Overton, and Tahaad Pettifer, that's really solid. And then you get Simon Walker back, who I really, really like. I really like Simon Walker. And again, a lot of these guys, particularly with Simon Walker and Sebastian William Adams, it's can they make that jump from year one to year two? In the case of Simon Walker, his offensive game is probably there. Like he didn't play as much because defensively he's just not where he needs to be just yet. But if he can improve that this offseason and be kind of like, your eighth guy coming off the bench, you know just giving you maybe 6 9 points off the bench in just a couple of minutes, that's probably all you need from Simon, to be quite honest. You don't need him to go out here and be like this Klay Thompson, Steph Curry 3-point shooting machine. Because I remember, I can't remember what game it was when he came in and he had 15 points just off of threes, and like it was just so crazy to watch. It was like very early in the season, during the non-conference portion. Um, and then you had, Elijah Freeman. I would say he's probably more, unless something's changed. I would say he's more testing the waters to see what he can get compared to what Auburn thinks he's worth. Now, obviously, the portal ends, I believe, next week. I think. Let me see. Let me double check. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it ends. So the portal ends next week. It looks like, I believe, April 21st. So that will be a Tuesday. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be a Tuesday. So next Tuesday, the 21st, is when the portal ends. Now, and we'll see. Like we may hear some stuff throughout the week here, but we'll see. We'll see. And then you had Bashir announced that he was entering the transfer portal. Not really a big loss right there. Got injured, and he just probably wasn't what you wanted him to be when you originally signed him. Interesting. We have not heard about Oporum quite yet. I'm curious to know about that particular player, on what he decides to do. Now, he was another guy who played a little bit, but then got sidelined due to injury. Um, and then Auburn's looking at some other guys as well. So right now, you've got Overton, Tahaad, Simon Walker, Sebastian William Adams. You got the freshman forward coming in. You got Narcisse from France coming in. Am I missing one? Now whether if a Porum stays, you have seven. If he leaves, you have six. Um, I think that's everybody. I think that's everybody. Um, and Auburn's looking at some other guys as well. And I know they were looking at a guy from Troy. Um, I think somebody's visiting this upcoming weekend during A Day. Let me see. Um, so Camden Hyde, I guess, if you want to, who was from Texas. He is going to be visiting on Saturday, so that's gonna be like during A Day, the whole A Day experience. Um, and then there's Creighton transfer Owen Freeman. he is also set to come on Saturday as well. Um, let's see, and then there's somebody else that's visiting. Somebody like from I think Loyola Chicago, or maybe I think there's another one. There's somebody else that's supposed to be visiting, but I think you need about two guards because you need a backup point guard, especially if you're going to keep Tahaad and he is going to play. He's going to be your point guard going forward into the next season. Then you definitely need to find somebody who can come in. I guess particularly you want to find a guy who has like multiple year of eligibility. Um, and then like a I guess a sophomore, maybe like a sophomore or a junior, somebody who has like a year or two eligibility left. Um, and so two guards, probably two wings, a power forward, and I think you're still gonna. I still think you're gonna go get a center. I think you're gonna still go get a veteran center. I have said I prefer to have if Narcisse is going to be the future at that position for you because again he's going to have to transition from um, European basketball to American basketball. There's somebody else that they're talking. Auburn is talking to. Um, is another international player, but I can't for the life of me remember his name. But he's a Auburn seems to like him, so we'll see. I would expect to maybe I don't know. I don't know if we hear any kind of like commitment news this week. Obviously, you have some guys visiting on Saturday, um, which is probably relatively good because you potentially can have the last say going into that Tuesday, unless they have other visits signed up. But yeah, I haven't seen much in regards to who else Auburn is looking at. Um, but we'll see. We'll see. I think Auburn will get it done. I think I think the type of team that Steven wants to have is obviously a team that plays good defense. Um, that was the thing that hurt this team a lot this past season was their defense was just not good at times, particularly when defending the 3-point shot. Like, oh, good lord, it was so insane how often teams were just shooting above their average when it came to the 3-point shooting. So, I feel confident that this team that Steven's going to get it figured out. They're going to put a good team together. You have Overton and Tahaad coming back. Tylen, I think it's okay. Tylen Green, I think that was the guy from Tulsa that Auburn played in the NIT championship. I will like him. Maybe he could be a guy that could come in and take some pressure off of Tahaad. That would be great. So there's a lot of names out there, probably names we're not even like talking about that Auburn has their eye on, and especially now with this GM that came in, he's already going to work, and I feel confident Auburn is going to get some guys that is going to help elevate things and like hopefully not have a repeat of what we had last season. So that is basically it from me. I will probably have another video out football related this week potentially because A-Day is on Saturday. I originally was going to go, but I had something else come up during that time, so I won't be able to go. So I will probably do like a video talking about my thought, like what I want to see from A-Day and stuff like that, because it's not going to be televised. So if you want to see it, you have to go there. And so we'll see how that shapes out and what people say about it. Because Auburn does have a scrimmage tomorrow. So we'll hear all about that. But guys, that is basically it. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, be sure you hit that like and subscribe button, comment below. Other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Y'all have a good one.